new study that's out. Joining us on the live line right now, Dr. Pablo Zeballos. Are you ready for this, Rick? Binge television watching just might kill you. Now listen, a lot of us have maybe saved up some of our favorite shows, fired up the Netflix, and then got stuck. I mean, it kind of draws you in. But before you do that again, Doctor, what do we need to know? What is it? Is it rays coming off of the television that somehow is...
Oh, he's a child of the 60s, isn't he?
Into our... Listen, I have conspiracy theories out there.
No, yes, you're correct. This is a large study that came out in Japan. And the reason why it's important is because they followed this patients, more than 80,000 patients over 20 years between the ages of 40 and 80, and they showed on patients, if you took out all risk factors, including blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, that if you watch, every time you watch 2 more hours of TV with laying still, you have a 40% chance of increased risk of pulmonary embolism. And if you watch 5 hours or more, it's 2 times risk of basically pulmonary embolism, which can lead to death. So it's the laying still, not moving around, which is what can be deadly.
So, to be clear, unlike Steve would like to blame television, it's not television's fault. It's the fault of people being on the sofa too much, and so they need to get up and go, which is why Steve plays Pokemon Go, I assume.
Exactly correct. It's not necessarily the television. It is actually the sedentary lifestyle. What happened in the past is we'd watch TV, let's say we'd watch Friends or Seinfeld, and you have a commercial in between. So you get up and walk around, go get a drink, go get a snack or something. But nowadays, when people do the live streaming, the Netflix or watch their House of Cards or Game of Thrones on HBO, they'll watch it for 4 or 5 hours. And so you sit there sedentary, you don't move around, and so the blood can pull in your legs and your veins and develop a clot. And when that blood clot in the legs called a DVT, deep venous thrombosis, when it dislodges, it can go into your lungs, called a pulmonary embolism, and that's what can kill you. It's the same idea as when you're flying on a plane, and they always tell when you're flying on a plane longer than 2 hours, get up, go to the bathroom, move around. Same type of idea.
But not to play devil's advocate, but if television wasn't unpurposefully so good at some things, they should encourage, get up, take a walk. Like
it's about lying around too long at a time, Steve. You got to get up. You got to go do something. It's like me on an airplane for 14 hours on Friday.
Oh Lord,
that was
exactly.
You got to get up. You got to move.
So, Doc,
we tell patients there.
Go ahead.
If you're going to be watching TV for prolonged periods of time, is every hour get up and move around. Move your calves. Pump the blood going back and forth. So every hour, make sure you get up and move around.
Watch television on a stationary bicycle. That would help.
Oh, even better.
And this is the same. We've talked about this at work as well. If you've got a desk job, for heaven's sakes, if you need to send an email to somebody downstairs, maybe actually take the stairs for just once. Just do it a couple times a day, and there you go.
Yeah, it is definitely the same thought process. And what's interesting about this study is the risks are even greater because, remember, they took out any risk of obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So that they took out all that. Imagine if you add those in there, how much higher the risk of the pulmonary embolism, the blood clots, the DVTs, and the death that can actually are truly higher. So that's the scary part of this study.
Is it different for kids? I mean, I'm thinking of young kids who are, video game addicts or whatever, as far as the time compared to adults or not?
You know what? It's interesting is that they actually, this year, in January, a 20-year-old in London passed away from gaming, basically. He was sitting there playing video games for 12 straight hours, and he ended up developing DVT, a pulmonary embolism, and died, basically. Another kid, I think he was around 20-year-old also, in Japan, same thing. They found him slumped over in an arcade after he'd been playing for 20 straight hours.
Wow.
It's that immobility. And most kids, if you know, they all get up and run around anyway. So the thing that you have to watch out with binge watching for kids is the effect on their brain. On their brain, they've shown studies that watching more than 2 hours at a time for kids have an increase in antisocial behavior, even possible criminal behavior, depression on kids. So for us, the effect on the brain is even more important for the kids.
Dr. Pablo Zeballos with Fox News Radio, a pleasure. Thanks this morning.
Thank you so much for having me over.